are here for race number 10, the race number 12 of the NOVAR Gatorade Series at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. As the command is given, our Aflac Polaroid winner is car number 57 of Preston Bell. Starting on his outside is Jake Donnelly in car number 73. Mike Wilson starts in the third spot, with Jack Henderson starting in fourth. Row number 3 consists of Pike Patton and the 16 of Cross, with row number 4 consisting of Chris Harden in car number 15 and the 12 of Calvin Haria. In row number 5 is Max Hartford in car number 11 and Roger Cooper III in car number 5. As we are going to take this one pace lap around here, it's a 121 lap race here at Charlotte Speedway. NOVAR Gatorade Series. Not too much inside here. That might have been brand new. Issues, so he'll pull down to the racetrack. As they see Preston Bell at 57. He'll about to lead to this 121 lap race here, as side by side with Jake Donnelly, and we're waiting for the flag, and we are underway here for race number 12 of the NOVAR Gatorade Series here at Charlotte. Looks like we both the inside and outside got a good start. Looks like Curtis was able to get down the pit road without too many issues. Might have been a possible loose loaded issue. But as long as that 54 can get back on track before the leaders do get around, 54 is going, but I don't think he'll have enough time to make it back before the leaders do. As heading out of the first corner, lap number 1 Preston currently leads the way, as they are. Looks like Wilson will lead. Mike Wilson is in the second spot, as looks like Curtis just will get lapped first time of the day. Pike Patton in front of 35 for the second spot. The 11 of Max Hartford trying to go under the 15 of Chris Harden. That's the fourth spot. With Mick Stanton in car number 62 running in the fifth spot. They're going to be 3 wide out of turn number 4. 3 wide of the pass has not really worked here, as they're going to try to make it a stretch, but it looks like they'll make it out just fine. As we work lap number 4 of 121 here, as looks like several cars watching the race. They're 3 wide of the back, which, and most times it does work, but as long as you settle out prior to turn 4, it's worked. But turn 4 always seems to be an issue. This is in the middle of the pack. Looks like Max Hartford. We have Matthew Hartford in car number 72 with the 45 of Q Brennan and the 5 of Davey right here as well. The 22 Allie Kittleson, the 88 Daryl Tyndall, Davis Buster in car number 00, and then 21 of Daniel Salamon also in that pack as well. 5 laps now, as we got but for second has been very interesting. With Max Hartford taking over that second spot for 1 point, and then the 62 of McStanton is going to take over that spot. Now James Rowe, and also I believe the 03 of Carmani Henderson is also in as well, as they are running quite closely here as they head down the back straightaway. Leader of the race, he's going to try to. He tried cutting the bottom down, but that's not going to work. Stanton was trying to potentially be the first leader of the event. We have first lead change of the race. Bell was the first leader there. Carmani Henderson, meanwhile, going under James McGrow in car number 87. Columbia later this year. As there goes Stanton in the 62 to the bottom of the racetrack. Power right by Preston Bell, and that will be the first lead change of the event with Madison Craig and also the 03 Carmani Henderson standing to the lead of this race, as we still have all this side-by-side racing, mostly side-by-side, and surprisingly no crashes have actually happened yet. As they head down the straightaway, here is the top of the view between that Ashton Fletcher and car number 9. Mike Patton in the 75. Looks like they're going to be 3 wide again as they head out of turn 4. Luckily, they didn't do so. Not mentioned as we see the 22 out of Kittleson trying to go to the bottom of the racetrack as the Fletcher car 9 still trying to get away down to the bottom. Looks like I think that was Jake Donnelly trying to look to go 4 wide, but that seemed really dangerous. But looks like Fletcher will be able to go to the bottom of the racetrack, so they'll at least be going 3 wide instead. As you see, I believe that's the 38 of Casey Johnson there. John as the Mike Patrick in the 75 is going as well. Stanton still in for Josh Smith. Last week's winner is right now running that second spot with teammate Max Hartford right now running in third. Smith is trying to go to the bottom of the racetrack, and just like the last time, he will be able to take the lead, but Max Hartford will take over that second time. Roger in third, Cardinal 5 is right now running in third spot. James 5 into the picture right now, following behind this group. Work is right now running in fifth. From Madison Craig. As we see, the 11 Hartford is going to take over the second spot from the 01 of Josh Smith, with the 05 of Roger the third taking over. Well, J1 the 5 is following suit as well. As meanwhile, it looks like most of the pack's actually side by side still, but mostly no yellow flags throughout the first 12 laps of this race, although we've had some close encounters on no yellow flags, as we are getting really close between Josh Smith and Max Hartford, as they are still 3 wide in the back. Luckily, they didn't crash. I was seeing Candice Lavatores, Kenny Ross, and Madison Craig. The 3 of them getting really close, and what looks like that should mix out much. Cooper, third car, 5 is going to go to the race lead. He looks like he will take that away from the extent there. That's on top of your screen with front of 5. The second spot as well. Surprisingly, despite Charlotte being prone to have some events with astounding 20 cautions for a couple of years ago, looks like that's not going to be the case, as the 72 of Matthew Hartford is going to go try to go to the bottom of the race. The 5-car Gene will work right now in second. This is Butler coming to double zero. Like this pack is starting to spread out, as Cooper the third and car number 5 has taken the lead away. As meanwhile, back up in the middle of the pack, we see Daniel Sanalon coming in the middle of the pack right now. They're mostly 2 wide now, although there are some single file racing at NBC. As back up, they're only 3 wide, but somehow not directly in the guard, which that's most of the drivers are doing a really good job of not putting the guard in that position. Running 3 wide, as trying to line up run 3 wide, but they're doing a good job of over that second spot. Most of the 3 wide situations that you see are just dying down for 16 laps of 1-1. Trying to take the lead away, as they are 3 wide, I believe, all for 4th. Kenny Ross in the 16. We'll focus on there, but Hartford in the 72 to the race lead. Third spots, they were getting 3 wide, and that might cause a little bit of issues there, but looks like Kenny Ross in the 16 is going to go for the lead of this race. So now, despite some action happening up front, now we see a little bit of it with Kenny Ross in the 16 to the race lead. Meanwhile, they are 3 wide in the back for a couple of spots. It looks like this pack's all together. The only car not really there is Brandon Curtis, into a lug nut issue, but with the way that they're running and not having all the cautions out, this might really cost them. As we see the 05 of Kyle Axon, the 05 of Roger Cooper III is already back in the lead with the 75 of Pike Patton right now in second. Matthew Hartford in the side two is making another 3 wide, this time with Kenny Ross and Josh Smith. Jamie York looks like to jump to the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like the 72, they're getting it really close. Looks like that issue should all settle out by the time they exit that turn. Looks like Sebastian Moore nearly made contact with someone's car here. 21 is actually on his way up there. But Kyle Ice, but the 05 Roger Cooper III is already just rumbling his way to the race. And he has some cars in the back here. In the back of the field, we're a little focused on Calgary and Carter 12 with the 39 of Alex Navarro not qualifying for this race. He'll that we will probably take advantage of that. Might retake the points away. But this pack is really tying them together. Is they're running double file for the majority of the pack, but then there's 2-3 wide action. We about to might have another one. Mike Patton was waiting under the 22 of Gilson, but looks like it's not happening. They see Partner 0-1. We'll try to take the lead away, but James Live will be back to contest with it. That's the 78 of Amber Richardson and the 82 of Sebastian Moore are also in this race as well. With the 5 of Jamie York also falling in there with the 01 of Josh Smith also in there. They see the 21 of Daniel Salomon is also lurking within that pack as they are now single file. 5 spots make that about 7 now as the Max Hartford now make that a first couple of spots. Amber Richardson immediately makes it down to second. However, Richardson will get the line and all the help since she's on the bottom of the racetrack. And these tend to follow, I think, the car that's on the that has the preferred line since this time by looks like Sebastian trying to go with the 5 of Jimmy York, but looks like Kyle third trying to get to that line. So far, no yellow flag within 23 laps. So fairly good job as the pack is starting to separate. It's starting to spread out a little bit. As the 00 of Javis McBuster is Henderson running in 12th with the 75 pack with Mike Patton and Sean Carter in car 51. Carter, who is replacing Ethan Litton, the 2-time defending series champion, double duty rules in NOVAR as Littinger is competing in the Variance Cup Series full time. So as a result, Littinger will be unable to defend the title. Carter not in a good role, and Carter didn't really get the season off to the start he wanted. But as of now, Carter in the 50. Sean Carter in car number 51 still doing a nice job in the 51 to bring the 51 all the way up to the front of the field and possibly himself a good day here for car number 51. Meanwhile, Daniel Salomon is trying to take that second spot away from Roger Cooper III in car number 05, Amber Richardson, and Matthew Hartford also following suit as well. As meanwhile, we are still going double wide here as despite getting close calls, we've not had any yellow flag for the most part. There you see the 49 of Jake Alvin there as the 82 of Sebastian Moore also trying to get into the fray. But meanwhile, it looks like Smith is actually stuck with a size gap over the rest of the field. And the 72 of Max Hartford is also there as well. And unfortunately, Greg Risky is being Robinson, and as this pack's kind of spread out a lot now. As we got two scout cars in the middle of it. Taking over that second spot from the leaders as looks like the 8 of Amber Richardson. So looks like so for the most part, these the field can spread out. We are working lap number 29. Now we've had the yellow flag up to this point, so green flag pit stop might be a for the most part, it will probably separate the pack and actually bring out who our true contenders are, as Josh Simpkins won another lap on the average, starting with 78. Well, in the 53 of Blake Curtis running in the third spot, with the 01 of Max Hartford running in the fourth spot. Preston Bell and Sean Carter are also following suit. Of Preston Bell, the 01 of Max Hartford are also currently ready. We still got some double wide action back in the back. There you see the 63 as we got Madison Craig and Barry Uvino in the 65. And Uvino in the 65 running in the 13th spot. The 65's had a really good season. Going into running, I think he sits about in the top 2 in the point standings. We'll have to check on that, but last time I checked, but meanwhile we got spot that's Pike Patton leading the charge, Austin Murdoch, Sebastian Ross, Jack Henderson, Cameron Dunn, the 16 of Kenny Ross is also in the fray, Colin White, the 88 of Daryl Pinbell, and the 72 of Max Hartford is also in the fray as well. In that group as well, Carvon Henderson and Al Peterson round out that group. Then our next group is Damian Robinson, David Grove, Brent Riskus, and Cal Sophia, also brought into the mix as well. Border Colonel 80 is alone 31st spot, 32nd and 33rd. That battle is between Mike Wilson and Kiwi Brennan. 34th is currently held by Ryan Fairchild. 35th is currently held by Fletcher. 37th is currently held by Brian Donnell. 38th is held by Brendan Salvatores. 39th is held by Andy Salvatore. 40th is held by Tim Staten early in this race. However, since then he has dropped all the way back to 40th. In car number 09, the only other car that has not led a lap, the car that's not in contention is Brandon Curtis, who sustained a loose knuckle that officials ordered him to park in order to fix the damage. 25 of 121. So down that straightaway here as Richardson in car number 78 is still hanging on to the lead as in this race. 54 of Brandon Curtis, as I mentioned. Curtis actually fell off the draft due to slow pace, and he's only running about maybe 5/10 of a second slower than the rest of the field. Quite difficult for the pack just to blend in, but oh well. But as we see, we got a car here who might have some depending on how these Gatorade series run. Daniel Salomon has already pulled away from the group. He's now trying to contest for that second spot with Amber Richardson to lead the way. As we are working around caution for the race here, as the NOVAR race here at Darlington went caution free, as it was won in the last laps by Ryder Anderson. Daniel Salomon in car number 21 now trying to take the lead away. Salmon has a chance, but can't get the run exactly what he needs. Now Salmon's going to try in the car number 21. It looks like Daniel Salmon, the former Bryce Cup Series driver, might take over the lead of this race. Basically, he and Darren DeBose swapped rides for 2015 as Salmon ran the 99 in 2012. In 2014, however, had a terrible year and was basically dropped to Gatorade Series. And then in that race, he was then with Darren DeBose, who ran the 21, who had a very strong campaign in 21 for the team, was then swapped into the DeBose has been all right at best with bringing his U.S. Army ship side. As I see this one will go to the bottom of the racetrack and will try to take the lead away. We'll try to put Brandon Curtis in the 54 another lap. So as a result, we are working lap number 40 here. Here, so it's been a rough day for that 54 car, but Curtis will at least be in contention now to possibly only fall one lap down again, as that was the second lap down result. So, not really the day that wanted, as they're heading down the back straightaway. Davis and Buster coming to double zero. He's going to try to take the race lead away from the leaders, as the pack is already sort of spread out a lot as before, and we already see more of a super speedway-like pack with the 54 of Brandon Curtis helping to get to the lead of this race. Roger Cooper is already trying to get back. Cooper in the 05 is trying to get that second spot back with Preston Bell trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack, as just because we go a long green flag run to start the race does not mean we'll guarantee to get a caution. With the 54 of in the way, he's going to retake the lead away from the double zero of Davis and Buster, as Roger Cooper third and car number 05 is going to have a chance to possibly take the back when Daniel Salmon. That's if the 21 doesn't have an issue with Curtis. As the 05 of Curtis still is hanging on, as I believe since Curtis pitted, I believe, way early in the race, if green flag issue is probably an additional lap further than the rest of the field, since they actually did bring the car into pit road, as we see Daniel Salmon trying to go back. However, that inside line is not much, just thrown to the back, as there you see the 05 Kyle of Roger Cooper III is going to try to take the lead away. Well, it looks like he will do it. Not quite yet. Coming to the line. Let's see who gets it. Looks like Cooper got it by about 200 of a second. Justin 01 is also there. Andrew Richardson and is also in there as well. As looks like Isaacson and the box already starting to pull away, as the 01 of Josh Smith move around that lap traffic. We'll take a look at some of the back markers here. As you just saw there on the actual stream, Josh Smith has taken over the lead of this race. Amber Richardson, car number 78, is back up in second. As unlike the Truck Series race, which I did a little bit earlier, that race was crashing. This race has been caution-free, but a lot of side-by-side racing with a few lead changes here and there. As you see, this is the battle for third. As you see, the cars are slightly washing up the track a little bit. Kind of unusual there, as we haven't really been seeing that, but the 78 of Amber Richardson is also right there as well. Mostly a packed racing, although we have a couple of, although it's a lot spread out, unlike the Super Heat races. A lot of these cars are spread out, and now all the cars are in one big pack. That includes 54 of Brandon Curtis. Curtis is running a 42nd, 2 laps down due to a lug issue they had to fix. Meanwhile, a couple of cars have pushed their way into Calvin Maria from 12 and Sean Curtis have pushed their way into the pack. They're running in 6 spots. Daniel Salmon, Kenny Ross, Amber Richardson, and Josh Smith being the front 4, with Smith leading the way. Richardson second, Salmon third, and the 60, Kenny Ross fourth. With the 12 of Calvin Maria and Sean Curtis battling now for 5th spot. Blake Curtis and the 65 of Barry Hunevo running, that's for the 7th spot. And then Colin Mike, car 70, holding a charge in the 9th spot, with Brent Brisket and Sebastian battling it out for 10th. So that's where our top 10 stands right now. As it's been as I mentioned a lot, and as you see, it's been a caution-free race. As generally, caution-free races, like, it all varies, and I think it's a hit or miss. As some caution-free races turn out to be very good, while others just, well, not really exciting, to be honest with you. The Verizon Cup Series Championship race is an example of, even though it wasn't a caution-free race, it only had 3 cautions, but produced but it was a really fun race to watch that one, even though it was just ridiculous. Daniel Salmon in 21 to the race lead, followed by Kenny Ross, Amber Richardson, Calvin Maria, and the 51 of Sean Carter. Meanwhile, the pack has already split up even more, as it looks like the front 2 cars from the front 7 are getting away from the rest of the pack, and the front 8 is everybody else is just starting to split up, as the pack is already only about for about 14 minutes. Now starting to spread out here, as Selon completes lap number 56 and working lap 57. As now there you see the 78 of Amber Richardson will try to get help from Calvin Maria and Sean Carter, as the 21 of Daniel is going to go to the high side and hold the middle line as they head out of turn number 4. Calvin Maria and Carter comes 51, trying to get that second spot, as Maria currently holds the 3rd spot. There you see Josh Smith, and I almost thought he got punted down to the ground, but that's the racing line. He's head out of turn number 2. Carter in the 51 is going to go under the floor of Maria, as looks like as this pack is all starting to spread out. Meanwhile, exiting out of turn 4, Calvin Maria in the 12 will hold on to that spot. Carter in the 51 won't be able to get it easily. Looks like the 65 of Barry Hunevo will have to set back actually to 6th, and it's going to be pushed 3 high on the outside. Kenny Ross in the 16 had a really good run, and the 16 is slowing way down. And something stuttered there a little bit. We're heading towards the end of a fuel potentially, so we thought the 65 slow really fast. Get to the lead of the race. Halfway through this race now, as Someone 21, he's going to fall back a little bit with the one of Josh Smith. Carter wide. Mostly looks like this time. Basically, the next car coming in is Anderson, Jack Henderson, Harold Dunnigan are the first drivers to hit the road. As we see, that's the pit road stands there. You see the drivers coming down the back straightaway, and we're going to see our next batch of cars entering pit road. Looks like Calvin Hurria is going to be the next car entering pit road, with Sean Carter, Daniel Salomon, Brent Preston Bell also following suit. And I believe we have a caution on the track. Ashley Concher in car number 9. So we go 64 laps. Jake Donnelly also collected. So that's our first yellow flag of the event. And it comes just 64 laps in. So first caution coming on lap 65. And all because of green flag stop. And this will change kind of everything now. Concher running towards the back of the field while those two are running towards the back of the field. Of the accident, so something must happen. Jake Donnelly was running about 20 at the time, so let's take a look what happened. Oh, looks like Cutie Brennan actually spun up on the back, and that got there. And before we go for car number 9, Candace Lavatore's in car number 20 also got a piece of that as well. So it looks like the 40 for Cutie Brennan actually was turned. Let's take a look. Oh, looks like Brennan was trying to enter pit road, and 44 Austin Murdoch ends up having to just run right into the back. Just ends up getting into the 73. We'll have to see. Looks like Brennan was trying to pit, but was on outside, and it just came up and it got to 73. And then got to 73 as a result of that. 73 comes down and gets into Austin Fletcher, and I believe Brent Salvatore in the 18 also got a piece of that as well. We'll have the spectator camera. As he's hit. We go to the 73 spun around, the not sure, and also the 18 as well. So it looks like. So our first caution of the event comes out on lap number 65. We're working lap number 61 to see where the race leader is. According to our table, it is actually looks like to be the number 01 of Josh Smith, but Smith, I believe, had yet to pit, so he'll have to relinquish the lead at some point. So we're going to have to see where everything stands out. Fast forward restart, and we'll get you the restart as soon as we can. Over to our pace car. So we're here. We're back with the restart. We're going to take the restart lap number 68. As we had 3 in that caution, that came on lap 64. 3 cars did come out of the race, setting Jake Donnelly, Carmani Henderson and also 9 of Austin Klutzer. Carmani Henderson assumingly dropped out due to an engine failure. We'll have to check on that, as we're going to get underway here on lap number 68, completing our first caution event, as looks like Smith in the 01. This team of Kenny Ross is still going to try to get to the bottom. Try the 12 of Calvin Aria, already going to make a move for second spot under the 16 of Kenny Ross. As we need all these lap cars trying to be in the way, they might play a role in having another caution, but the way that this race has been, we've not really seen any other cautions come out at any point in the race. There you see Calvin Aria in the 12 immediately going to make a move under the 01 Smith. As Rhea is being followed by Sean Carter for Rhea's teammates, as Brendan Briskus and looks like Preston Bell are also following suit. So for our train for the race, Sean Carter goes to the bottom of the race. Under Calvin Rhea and Carter 12. The two nearly make contact there, but looks like Carter was in the grass, I believe, right there as they were exiting the trial. But it looks like this is going to fall back due to that happening. Teammates, as both of them got together and nearly caused each other to spin each other out, but looks like they won't have any issues with that in mind. Looks like Brent Briskus is going to try to go to the bottom of the racetrack, try to get the lead open, but Carter will get the lead there, and looks like Carter will lead this lap with lap traffic of Dunnigan and Rowe also in there as well. Brent Briskus is in the 14 will kind of get to the lead of this race with the 57 of Preston Bell also lurking in the picture. Briskus in the 14 to the lead of this race with the 57 of Preston Bell, as the 09 of Jonathan Crayson is also in the mix now as well, or he's not really, as Crayson's 37, excuse me. While Bell and Briskus are about to lead, is in contention for the lead of this race. As they are 3 wide with Jack Henderson. That's actually all for 5th now. As looks like they were all 3 wide, but it looks like might settle out, as 3 wide's basically been working here. Not sure about 4 wide as they exit turn number 4. They all kind of stacked up a little bit there, as with the 20 of Candace cars, they all stacked up a little bit, and that might be a little bit dangerous now. And it makes it probably make this 3 wide race a lot more dangerous, as they hit in turn number 1. They are getting it really close. Horia slides it up a little bit. They almost wrecked there, but what a save by Calvin Horia in car number 12. It looks like they're going to settle it out. That's Candace Laboratory in car number 20, who sustained damage from that caution either time around, as that might play a big role into the finish now. We'll have to see who's the leader out of all this. Looks like Brendan Salvatore in car number 18 is the leader as a result of that, as we had lap traffic being the number 20 of Candace Salvatore's. He's trying to nurse that thing home, but it's just, well, it's just a little bit complicated. Calvin Maria nearly made contact and almost got a couple of cars involved. Here's what happened. Looks like it was Kyle Langston that slipped up into the 12, and that was sending in the first bell. But Maria had only fallen back to 13th as a result, and he's still actually in hindsight of the pack. But now with that, there, Jack Henderson away with the 63 of Madison Craig following suit. The 0 David Buster's also in there. The 72 of Max Hartford is also right there in the mix. As they're heading down the back straightaway, James Monroe is leading the pack. He is not on the lead lap. I believe he's the tail end of the lead lap. Monroe is the tail end of the lead lap, so if it does come out, he'll just simply run to the back of the pack. As there you see Madison Craig in the 63 going for the lead under the 33. And we'll try to put that 87 car one lap down as they head down the back straightaway. Oh, crash the front straightaway. I believe looks like Damian Robinson in the 77 went up and down right there in the front straightaway. As there you see the 77 of Robinson as hard hit for the 77 of Brendan Briskus and a couple other cars all piled in. More contact. That's Kenny Ross in the 16 as hard accident for the 77 of Robinson, who went upside down, I believe, at the front straightaway and then just slid all the way down. Let's take a look at what happened. 77 just washed up the racetrack, slid upside down, hit on the roof. No, of course, gets major damage, but we'll have to see what happened here as he down the track gets hit hard by Brent Brisket, and I think that's Donnell. Luckily, no shots were made. I think the side swipe on the passenger door by Chris Harden, I believe, came on the passenger side. Yes, that looks like. Actually, that might be on the driver's side. So, but that looks like more of a left rear contact from the 77. So that looked like to be the passenger side. So a wild ride for Damian Robinson, our first on-track incident that happened of the day here, as Robinson in the 77 just gets turned upside down and then just slides all the way down the back straightaway. Here's what happened from another angle. Looks like the 77 hits the wall and then just slides it all the way down. He actually got turned over coming into turn one and then ends up landing in the back straightaway. So kind of a scary ride, and that looked like to be a driver's side contact. Luckily, anyway, yes, most of the major damage was done in the front end of the car. Meanwhile, Madison Craig was able to leave, but James McMurray was unable to get his lap back. But the good news is that Charlotte is a 1.5 mile track. We'll be going double file here, as we'll just fast forward to the restart. We are back here at lap number 82. We are about 40 laps away from we are about 40 laps to go here, as Madison Craig is the race leader. The 24, the Davis McBuster second, Sebastian Moore third, Jack Henderson in fourth, Max Hartford sixth, Barry Hugo in turn 65 and sixth, and Matthew Hartford in seventh, as the green flag is back out, and we are back underway here as Madison 63 gets a really good start over the rest of the field, as there you see the issues with the 20 of Candy Salvatores stacking up the field, as looks like the 87 of these couple of lap cars are going to get in the way of David Buster, as Sebastian Moore will take over that second spot as well, as meanwhile the 33 of Jack Henderson as really do some justice as well. Madison Craig in the 63 is trying to take the lead away, and looks like the 63 of Madison Craig is also going to try to hang on the line. He has the 87 of James McMurray in bay, as the 87 of James McMurray trying to get his lap back under the 63 of Madison Craig. Sebastian Moore, corner 82, is trying to get to the lead race in the number one sponsor 82 car from Heisman Motorsports. The 33, that's about for fourth now between Henderson and Hartford. Two names we've been talking about a lot. Davis Russell Carter 00 is right there as well, with the next car in line actually in position is, I believe, the 18 and the 21. That's for I believe 5th and 6th, but 5th is held by Davis McBuster. Jason Brooke gets under the 63, and Sebastian Moore takes the lead away as a result of that. So Sebastian Moore is now pulling away from the race lead. As now we'll see about lap traffic. Candace Salvatore is only running about 154, so about 5 miles an hour. Official, we actually do have word that car number 22 was failing to meet minimum speed. The minimum speed around here is about 170. The drivers can top up to about 190 here. The minimum speed about now is about 175 around here. Oh, contact! I believe that might have been Grayson. Got turned by Nick Dunn. Or that might have been turned by Brendan Salvatore there. They know they contact the Wolf to save it. As a result, 11 of Matt Hartford lead the race under Sebastian the 82. Jack Henderson following suit, and there's Candy Salvatore. Will there be any carnage? Looks like they're already starting to stack up the field. as the 20 is already holding both lines up, as this might be a big mess coming out of turn number 4. As looks like the inside line is the clear line to go, as this might be a big mess. There you see Candace Salvatore from 20. There you see all these cars just hurtling around. Luckily, nobody there. There we had near contact. I think Danielle Salon and Allie Kittleson got together, but there you see the rest of the floor just piling in as they are catching, I think, like every few laps or so, as they fall way off as a result. I believe that damage that Salvatore sustained in that crash with Donnelly and Cloutcher was a lot more severe than expected, but I don't think that would have caused this much. Like, slow one got car hard. I believe that was the 15. Somebody there. We got one spinning up ahead. Daryl Kimball Wilson in there as anybody else in the gap. As the leaders are racing back to the line, and it looks like Craig in the 63 will ever back to caution flag. Wilson and Harden turned into the outside wall. Somebody was turning outside wall hard as. Let's take a look at what happened. 15 run, trying to run the pack, and I think he ran to the back of 3, and then 3 just went into, which sent the 8 up into the 10. So I think Hard was trying to good run down the back straightaway and was trying to take advantage of that. The 53 was coming down, and as a result, 88 back up and gets the 10. So I would say that that's a fault, but I think Hard was trying to get several stations there down, probably get the line. The 53 is so I would say way though. See the 20 doors that probably a major factor in the crash. Backing up the whole result. Chris Martin is a positive crash because trying to end up getting the spot, trying to miss and then misjudge the move. So we are working 92 of 120. So we are back and we're about to take the restart. You see the 24 and Nick Hunnigan has Ross car number 16 is also, I think Ross dropped out due to that accident though, so no cars did drop out of the race because of that accident, but meanwhile the 63 and Madison Craig still leads the way. Jack Henderson, car number 33 in second, Calvin Heria and car number 12 and running in third, and the green flags back out, and just like the last restart, Madison Craig gets away from both the black cars and the leaders easily, as the 33 of Jack Henderson is going to follow suit. The 12 of Calvin Heria is there, and there you see the pile up that's ensuing right behind the leaders. As there you see the 20 of Candace Salvatore once again holding up the leaders of the pack. And Salvatore is just stack a whole field up. It's Mike Huzzy, and it's been causing a huge mess out of turn number 4. But luckily, this 3-wide been working, so it hasn't been exactly a dramatic ordeal, but it's still a big issue with these leaders, as they all slightly come up, as I think Calvin Heria almost got into an accident, was involved in an accident because of that, and we actually had a caution involving Chris Harden because of that. As meanwhile, back up front, Jack Henderson, car number 33, is back to the lead of this race, as the 0 Hartford is also in there. The 12 of Calvin Heria is also in the fray as well, and Jason Ward in the 5 is also clawed his way back up there. Work who is in contention early, fell back a little bit, and now has since rallied back as we are approaching. We are working with 25 laps to go now, as We are working with 25 laps to go, now coming to a 24 to go, with Jack Henderson, car number 33, leading the way. We have the 12 of, there you see the 33 of Jack Henderson also following suit as well, with the 11 of Max Hartford. Hartford's going to try to get to the lead of this race now, as looks like the 20, they actually did get the damage repair car back in the road. So the 20 is actually running back to minimum speed. She was running 150, but now they actually did get the car, actually ordered the car back to pit road. And as a result, since they actually fixed the car, and actually Candice Lavatours has actually fixed the car, they're running at about 180 right now, and about bare minimum there. So NOVAR officials, there is actually a rule in the NOVAR rule book. There actually is a rule in the NOVAR rule book that if they do get called to the hall for failing to meet minimum speed, repair the car, and then end up making it back over to minimum speed, then there won't be any penalty. So as a result, the 20 of Candice Lavatours will likely not face a penalty. So that might be a little bit of good news for the 20s, as I think that 20 cars aren't the pole bill. Was running a thing of the 94, but I think cars starting to. But Candice Lavatours should not be a major issue throughout the rest of the race. That might be a sad relief for the rest of the drivers, as we are approaching with 20 laps to go. They head down to turn number 3 now with the 11 of Max Hartford there, coming to 20 to go. Second spot, Colin White, car 70, not really been a contender throughout the race, has now just jumped his way into the 5th spot, as now they head out of number 4. Has already slipped back to failing to meet minimum speed. He's fallen to about 3 seconds slower than the rest of the field now, as they see the rest of the back, Colin White in the 70 taking over that second spot from Brendan Salvatores. Jamie Rourke in the 5 is right now still trying to get in that second spot away from the 70 of Colin White. Austin Murdoch is trying to get that spot away. We got 3 wide a little bit in the back. Jack Henderson, Sebastian Moore, and Jameson Rowe. 3 wide not really been a major factor in many of these cautions. We only had 3 so far today. 1 for a pit road incident, another for Damian Robertson upside down, and then the third one coming from a 3-car crash in turn number 3. As Matt Hartford in the 11 is trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack. With Jamie York, car number 5, we are working lap number 104 of 121. Max Hartford still leading the way, but Jamie Rourke, number 5, has run down the leaders. Meanwhile, Jake Alvin and Austin Murdoch are battling it out for the 4th spot. Number 5th spot, and the 6th place car is Preston Bell in car number 57, coming across the line there. And we to the 6th spot there, as we're working with lap 106, 121. As this one is getting late into this race, as we have cars battling it out. The Salvatore is running at about bare minimum. Actually is enough, just time with about 30-55 was the minimum time. As the 5 Jamie Ward is to run down but and already has a separate gap over the rest of the pack, but as the pack are battling it out for positions on the track, it's going to really help, I think, those two just battle it out themselves just for the win of this race. Rourke in the 5 is going to go to the bottom of the racetrack, and it looks like he will take those away, but it looks like with no help on the inside line, and with basically the pack mostly separated, it will basically benefit Hartford, but looks like the 5 still holding in the bottom of the track, because this will possibly bring the rest of the pack along for the ride, as now the 5 of Rourke trying to go side by side with the 11 of Hartford is now coming to about, we are about 15 laps to go, working 14 to go, coming to 13 to go. Here as you see the 63 of Madison Craig is already jumping into the second spot. Jake Calvin trying to get there. Barry Univo in car number 65 is trying to get there as well. Remember, the 87 of Justin Rose also is running a lap down, and the same can also be said for Amber Richardson in the 78. As they see the 63 of Madison Craig to the bottom of the racetrack, they see the 20 Candice Torres going a little bit slower, but it looks like this will probably be the only time that these leaders will deal with them. As coming to the bottom of the racetrack, Torres goes to the bottom, thinking that Craig would go high, but that just backfired completely. And as a result, Craig's going to be held down to the bottom of the racetrack, and now they're going to be stacking up a little bit there, but looks like it counts 60. That's going to be the bell's going to burn up. Looks like the 12 Calvin Herria there. As if they do cross the line, we're working with about 11 laps to go now. So if caution does come out, they'll have to go single file, and everybody back. You can't pass the inside. As saw earlier today. As saw earlier today from Casey Anderson, who passed on the inside, and that basically took her out of contention for the win of the race. As if they need to get by that 20 Candice Torres, looks like Barry Univo's going to do that. Amber Richardson spun on the back straightaway, and Richardson's going to spin back up the track. As this is going to set everything up as Richardson spins, and we got more trouble. The 75 of Pike Patton spun on the wall. Daniel Salmon also got a piece of that as well. As Salmon gets clipped by the 80 of John Porter as caution is out, and this will set up a shootout for the finish. Madison Craig is their issue. Madison Craig apparently has issues after taking the caution flag. Something stalled out on the 63 of Madison Craig. I'm not sure about that, though. We'll have to check to see. But the 63 has apparently stalled it just after taking the explode that 63 car. Yeah, 63 just veered down the bottom. Something 63 car. So Madison Craig, who could have led on a late restart, and now as a result will probably be taken out of this race because of a possible mechanical failure with 9 laps remaining in this race, and as a result, Preston Bell will now be the new leader of the race. Let's take a look at what happened to Amber Richardson. Kind of a two-part accident. The first being, I believe, Josh Smith turning the 78 of Amber Richardson around down the back straightaway. That sent the 78 spinning back across the track as the 78 of the 75 Pike Patton then had nowhere to go. And Pike Patton ends up getting the right front flip, and that just put the 35 into the wall. Collected. John Porter then gets another piece of that as well. So Josh Smith at car number 1, also a very good car day, as also severe damage. Richardson was running 30th, while Smith was running 9th at the time. That's when the last time they came around the track. As I think the 78 was down the track, and then 75 just popped into him. So now, I'll have to check if the 63 likely shut out. Yes, the 63 was still trying to check, as we'll have to see the 63 if the 63 did drop out of the race. Craig has actually gotten that car. It's actually enough. So whatever happened to that 63 car, it would have been like a saving grace for that 63 car. But Craig will restart this race. 28 rather out of the way. James are out, but a solid finish. But that's just devastating for Madison Craig, the leader of the race, with about 9 laps to go, and now will potentially lose the race because of something just bizarre. as we've seen some bizarre things happening in the Gatorade series. But now, I think mechanical issues have cost drivers potential victories. Allie Kittleson in the 22 and Atlanta was a really good example of that. Kittleson, who ended up having a strong car, potentially could have rallied to win the race. However, blew a motor with less than 5 laps remaining, and that basically handed the win over to John Porter. But the same thing likely happened to Madison Craig. A mechanical failure will cost the 63 a chance to win the race, but Craig is still running in 28th. We will take at least a 6-lap shootout to determine the winner of this race. Preston Bell is going to lead the way, and luckily for the majority of the leaders, they are not separated. Bell's going to lead the field down. Green flag is out. Jake Calvin in the 49 is in second. Third is Sebastian Moore. And from the looks of it, the first 8 cars are not separated as we are back underway. If a caution does come out, 28 cars will be in the overtime period, unless if that's barring something crazy happening. President Bell at the bottom of the racetrack with Sebastian Moore in the 82. Bell's already going to have help from the leaders of the race, and looks like Bell shuts the door on Sebastian Moore in the 82. But Moore in the 82 will have a run off the corner and will now try to take the lead away. Working with 4 laps to go now. As the 12th Calvary, now these drivers have to go and possibly make their moves now, or they could potentially either have to fend off a lot of drivers in overtime, or potentially, or they'll have to just really, well, they can't really have to just run them down and then try to pass them, which that might be a little bit difficult. Calvin Herria, the 12, to lead with 3 laps to go. With Davis McBuster in the 00 to the bottom of the racetrack. Herria slid it wide. Will fuel be an issue? It might not be, but it could be, as the 00 of Davis McBuster currently holding up to that second line. But McBuster in the 00 is now up to second. Herria is now pulling away. And it's going to be 2 laps to go this time. 2 laps to go for car number 12, Calvin Herria. As McBuster in the 00 is now trying to run him down. McBuster now has the line, but can't. But will he be able to make a move, or will somebody make a move under him? As they're now going to be taking the flag this time by. And regardless of what happens out there, is now no chance of an overtime happening. Flag is out. Cooper in the 05 already making a move under the 00 of McBuster and Herria. That might be all he needs. Unless if Cooper can get a good run. Cooper slid a little bit off of turn number 2. As now they're side by side. Looks like the major battle will be for second, and that's going to help Herria a little bit. Calvin Herria, who had his points rival, was stuck in a little bit of an issue, and now coming out of turn number 4, Calvin Herria will take advantage of Alex Navarro's misfortunes and will win here at Charlotte. With coming across the line, looks like Ike Cooper III was able to get that second spot away from McBuster. Austin Murdoch 4th, and Barry Huneville in car number 65 rounds out the top 5.